Compulsory license is very simple. Once, and this really deals with songs. Doesn't have to deal with master recordings or artist performances. This is the song itself. I'll give you a quick example. If we take Outkast, Hey Yeah. As long as once that song is recorded and released in the United States, with permission, it can't be someone illegally taking a song and doing a version of a song that's never been released and releasing it. But once it's legitimately released in the United States and there's a mechanical license, which currently is 8.5 cents, which is the statutory rate, then anyone can re-record that song on their album, EP, CD, you name it, any kind of audio recording, without the permission of the music publisher or songwriter of that song, provided the person recording the song pays to the music publisher 8.5 cents, which is the statutory rate. Now, the statutory rate goes up to 9.1 cents on January 1st, 2006. But basically, what Congress and the copyright laws and the Copyright Act says that once a song has been recorded and released, anyone can record that song. You know, you don't have some kind of exclusive right, you know, the songwriter or the music publisher to say, no, you know, we have the right to choose who records our songs. Once the song is released, it can be recorded by anyone, you know, subject to the statutory payment of the statutory rate. And this was very interesting years ago when rock and roll first came out, you know, back in the 50s. A lot of the early rock and rollers were recording standards. You know, songs that had been around for a long time. The kids back in those days didn't know they were standards because no one listened to 1930s and 1940s Jerome Kern music. Take "Smoke Gets in Your Eyes." You know, Platters had probably the most famous version of that song ever. It was written by Ada Harback and Jerome Kern back in the 40s. Knowing, I'm not saying this is a fact, but knowing the feeling of the old line standard writers and publishers back in those days who could not stand rock and roll. Hard to believe, but that's what was happening back then. If they had their druthers, I'm sure they would have stopped the Platters and any other rock and roll artist or R&B artist from recording their songs because they did change the feel of those songs. That's why the compulsory license has always been important. It's taken a monopoly away from the writer and publisher, which it should. And allowed anyone to be able to do their version of a song, you know, for payment of the statutory rate. So it's a very, very good portion of the copyright law that's worked very well and has enhanced songs, definitely. It's shown that songs can go into a whole number of genres, where if the original writer in many cases had permission over who was to record a song and what type of version they would do with a song, you know, we might not have seen songs expand the way that they have and done in different versions and appeal to different people. So.